validated what really paramedics have been saying for quite some time, and we have been saying for quite some time. Exemptions are skewing the numbers on response times, and the Auditor General has validated that. And again, I'm very pleased with what the Auditor General has done here, and I'm hopeful that the government will start to tackle some of the issues with Medavie, Ambulance New Brunswick, and the whole setup. And it's absolutely ridiculous that Medavie is able to get increased funding of the shared surplus while doing it on the backs of not enough paramedics. There has to be some changes in how that surplus is brought out. I think there has to be changes in how Medavie manages Ambulance New Brunswick. And if you're talking about 95,000 hours in a year's period of units not available, I mean, that's unacceptable. And that almost always affects rural areas. There's no surprise here. We've been saying it for some time, and it's just good that the Auditor General was able to point it out and basically validate some of the concerns we've had. Well, one thing we've said really from the start is that we need to get back to a certain sense of community organization when it comes to Ambulance New Brunswick. Right now it's basically centralized through Medavie. I would like to see it more community-based in that sense, while keeping the current standards that we have. Now, I'll be the first to say that the change from the old system years ago to where Ambulance New Brunswick is today has raised the standards of quality in terms of professionalism and how they do their job as paramedics, but it hasn't increased the quality in terms of response times. So I think we need a hybrid model where the communities can become more involved in ambulance services while keeping that high threshold of medical professionalism on the call. Another point that the Auditor General pointed out was, the board of directors and the fact that you have conflicts of interest there with the CEO. So all of that has to be looked at. I think this is an opportunity right now, I think, for government to take those things and see a restructuring there. We're also seeing now the process of reclassification, which we have fought very hard for. I mean, we even threatened to pull support from government in the minority situation that we had over the reclassification. So I'm hopeful that if the reclassification, I'm confident the reclassification will go through, that's going to boost morale for paramedics, giving them permanent full-time work. It will increase their wages to some level so we can get more paramedics in the field and have more units available when the call comes in.